Alright, Shalom. This is part 2 to the first video I was doing. I want to give all praise, glory, praises, honor to Yahweh Bashir and Shabbat Shkadash. Yeah, once again, back at another video. The one to the Apostle, that was a great millstone. So, this is part 2 to the video. Lesson I was going to, betrayal is part of the walk. And there's many aspects of betrayals, like I said earlier in my last video. It can come, betrayal could come from, somebody turning you in. It could come from fucking revealing your secrets. Something could come from many aspects, man. It come from somebody, trying to pop your woman. Cause that's a form of betrayal too as well. These are things that we have to go through, man, in this walk. Yeah, people gonna be turning us in. People gonna be paying, getting paid to go turn you in. And we got examples through the scriptures, like I was reading my last video. So I'm gonna go back to this chat because I want to finish this off. It says, I read this earlier. It says, when pain comes from someone's close. Psalms 55:12-14. I read this in my last video. It says, David expressed a unique pain of being wounded by a trusted friend, because that shit hurts. So imagine us. It says, when you want to trust the Most High with justice, Romans 12:19, vengeance is mine, I will repay, said the Lord. These verses encourage leaving ultimate judgment to the Most High, right, and seek revenge. Because what you can do, the Lord could do way better and worse. And it's going to be more satisfying when the Lord does these things, man. See, the Lord, what he's finna start doing, people that ever did you wrong, dirty, and all that, and speaking to the hopeful elect, hey, the Lord finna start showing these niggas that he was with you the whole time. And the Lord finna start showing a lot of things, man. It says, this verse encouraged leaving ultimate judgment to the Most High, right, and seeking vengeance. It says, when you are to become bitter. You can't allow also these experiences to cause you to become bitter either. Don't let nobody taint your heart, It says, forgiveness does not give excuse for wrongdoing, but it prevents betrayal from hardening the heart. And as you can see, it got Ephesians 31. Let's get that real quick. Ephesians 32. Ephesians 4:31. It says, let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. It says, and be ye kind one to another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, even as the Most High for Mashiach's sake have forgiven you. So you don't allow the experience of things that you go through, to cause you, now you bitter. Now you just because that's another thing. The Lord allow you to do these things, see where you're going to go. A lot of people have experienced things and they're causing them, now they done with the truth. Now I just think the truth ain't the truth no more. Now this nigga on a campaign tour, so because he's bitter by experience he experienced in Israel, man. No, man, that shouldn't stop you from serving the Lord. You've seen that throughout the years, dudes, because when you come to the truth, you think everybody's love, we all together, and the Lord popped that bubble quick, that reality, that false bubble quick, man. And it's something I'm learning. I'll have to learn coming to this truth, man, and still learning. And still fucking learning. But it's all for us to receive our crown at the end, man. And that's what we all going through. Some hopes to receive our crown. And if we of the elect, which I say humbly, we believe we are. Must be those that are sincere, because you have to believe. But anyway, when you feel abandoned, Psalms 27:10, it says, when my father and my mother forsake me, then the Lord will take me up. The Most High faithfulness is not dependent on human faithfulness, man. It says, when betrayal is used for greater purpose, let's read it, Genesis 50:20. It says, but as for you, you thought evil against me, but the Most High meant it unto good. Spoken by Joseph, two brothers who betrayed him. So people were meant to do evil to you. Really, it turned out to be good. When following examples of Mashiach. 1 Peter 2:23, it said, when he was reviled, he reviled not again, but commended himself to him that judges righteously. A reminder of how Yahweh Shai responded to those who betrayed him and mistreated him. And Yahweh Shai knew he was going to betray him. Judas, man, he was saying things that was over his head. Sometimes the Lord show you things, man, within this walk. And the Spirit have you say something, may go over people's head, man. But you know what I'm saying? That's another thing we learned is true, man. Yahweh Shai, he would speak things in a way that people may not understand. What the fuck you mean by that? But he was in the Spirit. Just like this lesson, man. The Lord, put spirits on us to do these lessons for a reason, man. Because these are things that we're going to have to go through, bro. It's just the fucking business of just the truth. It says, for wisdom is sermon afterwards. Proverbs 3:5, trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not to thy own understanding. Betrayal could leave a person questioning everything. This passion encourages seeking the Most High direction than rather being ruled by hurt. As like, I'm going through this, But is after all these things, the Lord eventually still blessed thee, man. Like Yahweh Shai he got back his throne, he sat back on his rightful position, man. David was king. He was king of Israel. Hey, Joseph was what? He became what? Really the king of Egypt at the time. He was a prince. So we want to go through these things in order to get our crown as well, man. And sit on the throne. It says, betrayal can leave a person questioning everything. This passion encourages seeking the Most High directions rather than being ruled by hurt. And they got a prayer right there. So, you get the drift. This is something we don't have to go through. So, hey, brothers, don't be surprised when these things start to happen to you. Just understand this is the condition of the battle. This is part of the path to get to the kingdom of heaven. And it happened to great men before, how much more us? That's why the scripture say all things. Let's get that real quick. For whatsoever written the fourth time. And that's why it's so good to read these scriptures, man. People read these scriptures, man. You got to put yourself in these shoes. Some of them, hey, we don't know who we are. But, hey, some of these men that we read about are back on the earth now. And just like all them wicked niggas they back on the earth now. Hey, some of them in the camps. Scripture speak about that, but men crept in unaware, man. So when we speak these things, man, they don't man, granted, you gonna go out and you fuck you, no, man, you still gotta walk with the Spirit, man. You still be a brother. You still gotta have to go do the work. You still conduct yourself to the best of your ability as a man of the Lord. But hey, when these things happen, which they probably happen to some brother, but it's gonna happen on a larger scale, especially when the devil come down with great wrath. Hey, Lord gonna be with us. Romans 15:4 says, for whatsoever thing written aforetime, written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So everything we were reading about, man, if our forefathers was able to go experience these things and overcome, how much more us, man? We have to put, and that's why we gotta type it into the trust of the Lord, man. We gotta put our trust in Yahweh B'Shem Shai at the end of the day. So with that, we give all glory, all praises, and definitely all the honor unto Yahweh, B'Shem, Yahweh Shai, B'Shem, Kadash. The minds to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone who definitely do well. Mighty Shalom to the whole elected and Sisakis push the truth throughout the four corners of the earth. To you, I say Shalom, Queen Nasharallah, and the Bible Ball.